Well, if you're a car collector, you know how fun it can be to go to car shows or even car museums and savor some rare sights that are on display. But one dream car collection isn't focused on attracting those who already love cars. Instead, they're looking to spark interest among non-car collectors. Andrew McCrae shows us how and why as we travel the countryside this weekend.
As Chris Gergany explains, this car museum began a bit by accident.
Our main benefactors, Ward and Brenda Morgan, are very successful business people from the community here. And they went to a car auction to buy probably 2 toys. They love cars, they love things that go fast, they love the history of them. And inadvertently or accidentally bought 9 cars.
But where do you store 9 cars? The old Ray's Apple Market grocery store had closed. They bought it and took the cars there. But 9 cars inside a 55,000 square foot building looked a little sparse. They decided to purchase more cars and create a museum. The Midwest Dream Car Collection was born. There are about 65 cars on display at a time, with many more to rotate in and out. This place is a bit unique because they don't necessarily specialize in a brand or era.
We're all about the cars, but we're not necessarily as focused on the car people because they're already converted, they're already knowledgeable in our area. We want to show the non-car people why cars are so interesting and the impact they've had on history.
Certainly one of the most interesting is a car that can also be a boat.
Not a lot of people have heard of an amphicar. Amphicar is an amphibious car, meaning that it goes on both land and in the water.
Specifically, Doug is describing the Amphicar 770, which means it will go about 7 miles per hour in the water and 70 on the land. He remembers the first time they took it for a swim.
Yeah, it's a fascinating experience the first time you drive a car in a lake. One, it's fun to watch the people on the dock. See if someone pull up in a car and drive in the lake, they're all freaking out.
You can find a lot of interesting cars here, from those well over a century old to sports cars just a few years old, trucks, racing cars, some may be worth over $1 million. If a car isn't roped off or on a platform, and if the crowds aren't too large, Chris might even let you sit in one and get your picture. As a child of the 80s, of course, my pick was the DeLorean of Back to the Future movie fame. In reality, the DeLorean was underpowered for its looks.
What happens when you hit 88? I'm telling you now, I've had it out on the highway, slight downhill, slight tailwind, 5th gear, floored to the maximum. I got up to 86. It will never hit 88.
Enough road to get up to 88. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
This museum hopes people will get up close and personal with cars, truly developing a passion for the industry. And who knows, you may just find one that will take you back to the future of automobiles. Traveling the countryside in Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Andrew McCrae.
What a collection. Thanks, Andrew. And you can hear more of Andrew's travels on AmericanCountryside.com. Well, when we come back, John Phipps already talked about a possible alliance with Russia, but where does South Africa stand? Customer support is next.
What is BRICS and why do we need to know?